Hello YouTube and welcome to the channel outside the target demographic. In this video I'm going to be showing you a new purchase of mine, and that is a peanut lighter. Let's get started. So this is a peanut lighter, and I came across it because from time to time I've been called upon to provide a lighter for lighting birthday cakes or the fire pit outside, stuff like that. Anytime we have family get-togethers, more often than not, it seems like something in my Mary Poppins bag of EDC carry is called upon to fill in a gap of someone's lack of planning. So I decided to start looking around for something pocketable, preferably on a keychain, that I can carry around to produce fire. And I came across this guy. So the basic principle of it is you're going to fill it up with Zippo fuel and give the spark wheel a flick, and you are given fire. The benefit to a peanut lighter versus a Zippo lighter is, for starters, the peanut lighter is quite a bit lighter, wordplay, and quite a bit smaller. So the Zippo is over 2 inches and over an inch. Call it 2 1/4, 1 1/4 for your footprint. Whereas this guy is less than 2 inches and just over a 1/2 inch diameter. So quite a bit smaller, quite a bit lighter. The thing that I find with the Zippo, while I do like the windproof chimney design, and it of course has a much larger fuel capacity, is they need to be refilled a lot. The thing you'll run into with Zippos is you have your inner mechanism. This one's a star. It's a knockoff of a Zippo, but I got it while I was over in Germany on our honeymoon. You'll pull out the insert, flip this open, get your Zippo lighter fluid, and fill it up until you start seeing that the fluid does not get sucked back into the, I believe it's actually arsenic, but the cotton inside there. And you'll put that back in. There is a wick that will serpentine through the cotton, and it will absorb up the fluid. The fluid will be pulled up to the top through capillary action, and as you spark it, it will light the fuel. The problem is, this is not hermetically sealed. So air can get in here, air can and will get down in between the metal here, and it will evaporate the fuel away. Through my own personal testing, this guy lasted more than a month before I needed to refuel it, and that was showing co-workers and using it from time to time around the house because it has an O-ring, which is something the Zippos do not. And just that O-ring is enough to hermetically seal both moisture and air in and out of this guy. So it's a much smaller, pocketable, keychainable, waterproof, airproof, less likely to have to refill it design that gives you all the benefits of the Zippo without the largest con. To me, the benefit of a Zippo is the fact that it's made out of metal, which compared to a Bic lighter is going to survive being carried around and thrown around and worn and put in bags and all that stuff a little bit better than the plastic Bic lighters will. Additionally, the fact that it's made out of metal means it's going to have a longer service life than a Bic lighter. A Bic lighter by design is going to be arguably more reliable, a fire source, but it's a use it and dispose of it kind of item. It's a use it and lose it. So this one's going to be refillable, which is the third benefit, is they are refillable. You can get Zippo lighter fluid. My understanding is in the 1920s, a lot of Navy personnel were trying to smoke on their times off. And when you're on a boat or on the docks, there's quite a bit of wind and their matches kept blowing out. And matches were getting wet, and they're a lot less likely to start a fire when they are wet. So Zippo came around and made a lighter that was relatively windproof and didn't rely on the same mechanism as a match to light. So there was a bit of a niche in the market that Zippo decided to fill. In addition to filling that niche in the market, wow, what a segue. These can also be filled with gasoline and diesel, is my understanding. I've heard stories, I haven't looked into the viability, but the holes in the air chimney for the flame, they would put a metal coat hook through and lower this into the tanks of their service vehicles, be it gasoline or diesel, and they were able to use the Zippos to, again, act as a lighter by using all sorts of different fuels, whereas a Bic lighter, I understand they can be refilled. It's a whole sorted process, one I don't really feel like going into or getting into. So to me, the benefit of the Zippo is I can easily pull out the reservoir, fill it up with whatever fuel I decide, and go about my business. The benefit to the peanut is, again, it's hermetically sealed, so I don't have to worry about dropping this in water. Maybe I'll do a video on that. And I don't have to worry so much about the plastic casing getting crushed or throwing it around, you know, in a backpack or in my pocket, being sat on, being damaged, cracked, leaking fluid, all that stuff. This one, even if I overfilled it, the O-ring should work to keep that fuel in place. Another benefit that I've done with this is one that I've done with my Bic lighters as well, and that is using the hemp wick, which I wrapped around the peanut lighter, and that gives me the benefit of conserving my fuel. So all I have to do is give that a flick, and now I can burn the wick, and that also gives me the option of lighting something that's further away than my hand can get into, a lantern, bottom of a pile of wood to get a fire going, something like that. I can also cut off part of this wick, light it, and set it down, and I can get a fire going hands-free by keeping a sustained source of flame at the bottom of the wood pile there. Another benefit is this hemp is also waterproof, and maybe I'll do a video on that as well to suss that out. But if this gets wet, I still have a source of fuel that I can go ahead and get lit, and then I can pile up stuff on it to get a fire going should the need arise. But handy little package for what it is, and there's one more benefit to getting one of these. And that benefit is I purchased this for about $13 on Amazon, and it is one of two. So in the kit, you'll get 2 complete lighters. Both of them come with hooks, which I'm not really sold on. I went ahead and put this one on a different hook for my uses. It comes with additional flints, an additional wick, and a couple more O-rings. So it's actually a pretty sweet kit for $13, which to me, again, is another benefit compared to the Zippo lighter. I think the cheapest I've seen a Zippo is, what, $20 now? $30 for a more boutique-ish one that has a better design on it. This one I think I paid €7 for, so I couldn't pass that one by. It's pretty cool. Anyways, so for $13, I have 2 of these. One of them I'm going to be carrying on a dedicated detachable keychain tool set. The other one I'll squirrel away in probably my Altoids 10 video on that on my channel as well. But a very small way to get yourself some fire should the need arise. Let me go ahead and our universal ambiguous AA battery. So it's actually less tall than and about the same diameter as a AA battery. So that gives you an idea. Yeah, about the same weight, honestly. It's not too different from. So I would say if you're interested, consider what hanging a AA battery off of a keychain would feel like, which is not too far from what a Victorinox 58 millimeter keychain tool would be. This is the first generation mini champ, and it's about the same size, honestly. Probably a little lighter, but a little lighter. Again, the benefit, you get 2 of them for the price of 14 bucks. They are watertight. They run on a bunch of different types of fuels if you would like. You can use the hemp wick trick and get yourself a little bit more functionality out of them. Goes on a key. For those of you who don't know or haven't owned a Zippo, basically all you do is pull out the insert. This has a flap that will help prevent the fuel from evaporating away. Get your Zippo lighter, open up the cap, go ahead and pour some in to fill it to the base of the canister there. Close this back up, flip it over. The spring-loaded lid hold open goes towards the lid, and you'll have a filled Zippo. This is the unused peanut lighter, the second one I have. So it's going to be essentially the same thing. We're going to lift up this cap. We're going to add some fuel and then let it sift a bit. Add some fuel, let it get sucked in. You want to fill it to the rim. Right about there. Push that cap into place. Okay. So it's now full. I wouldn't light it because I know I got some on my fingers, which means I got some on the lighter itself, and that would give us a little bit more flame than we're looking for. So that's what we got. And I'm going to go ahead and do a time lapse of how long the flame will go with that reservoir. With the benefit of Zippo lighter being that you can get a flame going and set it down hands-free, we're going to go ahead and get this guy started and see how long she burns. With just over 8 minutes of runtime, if you can't get a fire going or a candle lit in 8 minutes, you're having a pretty bad day. So we're getting about 8 minutes of runtime on that before the fuel runs out. Not bad for such a small form factor. I don't know if you guys saw during the recording, but probably 3 or 4 minutes in, we had thermal runaway, and I'm not going to touch it because it's crazy hot. It's not really designed to be ran for 8 consecutive minutes, but where we'll use my other one, where the reservoir presses into the rest of the housing, the fuel was actually catching on fire around this rim in addition to the wick, and we're getting a substantially larger, probably a 3-inch tall flame that was in a light bulb shape. It was coming off here and then coming up. So we were burning through that fuel a lot faster than it should have been. So we probably would have gotten closer to 10 minutes, 12 minutes of runtime. More designed for get it lit, light something on fire, turn it off kind of thing, but you have at least 8 minutes on tap with the fuel capacity on board. And that is the most recent add to my Keychain tool set, a humble peanut lighter. To me, for 14 bucks, you could spend more money to get less utility. Getting 2 peanut lighters and some spare parts and some spare flint, to me, is a great bargain. So that's what I got for you guys today. This is outside the target demographic, as always. Any questions, comments, concerns you have, go ahead and leave them in the comments section below, and I will catch you guys in the next video.